Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. I've been live streaming. Before you get too excited, it wasn't my fault. Quickybaby made me do it. An introduction is probably in order here. When I started doing World of Tanks videos on YouTube, there were 3 other YouTubers who were mostly responsible for inspiring me to do it. One was Pandy. Pandy doesn't do it anymore, which is a sad loss, because he was very, very good. The other was The Rising Sun. His World of Tanks tips channel is still going strong. Fantastic source of entertainment and information on World of Tanks. Highly recommend you check that out if you don't already. And the third was Quickybaby. And Quickybaby's style was a lot more like mine. In fact, he's probably the guy that influenced me the most. Sadly, Quickybaby doesn't do replays anymore. Now, what Quickybaby does is live streaming. So he hasn't actually done any replays in about 4 months. But he has uploaded some videos of some of his live streams, and he live streams 3 times a week. So Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and Sunday nights from 1800 CEST, and which is 1700 UK time. He live streams and he plays for hours and hours and hours, and he has hundreds of people watching him play. In fact, last night when he asked me to come along and join up with him, which I did, and it was amazing fun. We at one point had 1,600 people watching. I had to call it a night after a couple of hours. Quickybaby carried on playing, and I don't know, he may have beat 2,000. I don't know, but it was a lot of fun. It's more fun than I've had playing World of Tanks in a long time. And there were some great games. And Quickybaby is an amazing player. I have a 1,300 efficiency rating. I can't seem to get above 1,315. That seems to be my natural limit. I don't think I'm ever going to be better than that. Well, I might be, but I'm not trying too hard. And that's pretty good, but it's not great. It's way better than average, but it's nothing to shout about. 1,300 efficiency is where most people could be if they just paid a bit of attention to how they play. Quickybaby's an 1,800 efficiency player. He's in the top like 0.2% of the players of World of Tanks, and playing alongside him was a revelation. He is absolutely amazing. Made me feel like a noob all night, or he would have if he hadn't been such a nice guy. Seriously, get yourself onto his live stream, check it out. If you don't have a look, you're not going to know what you are missing. In the meantime, now I haven't recorded any of the live games as we were playing them. I didn't record the video, the commentary. I felt like that would be stepping on Quickybaby's toes. Live streaming, that's his bag. I'm the replay guy, and so what I did do was obviously I saved the replays of all the games so I can put my own commentary on them afterwards, and that's what you're getting tonight. So without further ado, let's jump into some of the games that myself and Quickybaby were playing last night on his live stream. Right, well, here we are, the Jagdtiger 88 on Erlenberg. Quickie is driving his AMX 5100. That's his. There's his World of Tanks name there, Quick Fingers. That's Quickybaby. He's in Philo. And it's a very, very, very tier 10 game here on Erlenberg. Now, that's a bit of a mixed blessing. You might be thinking, no, I wouldn't want to be a tier 8 tank destroyer or a tier 8, AMX 5100 in a tier 10 game. But if you think about it for a minute, this is exactly the kind of game where you probably do want to be in an AMX 5100, because at least you're not the top tier heavy tank on your team, and people aren't looking at you and expecting you to lead the charge. And it gives you the freedom where there's absolutely no responsibility on your shoulders whatsoever, not in a tier 10 game. And you can actually play the thing like a fast medium tank, which is basically what the thing is. Now, I'm in a sort of a bit of a mixed bag position here myself as well, in that I don't want to be the first one over that field, because I don't know, there's a lot of fast medium tanks and very fast tank destroyers on the enemy team, and any one of them could already be in a sniping position on that hill waiting. But at the same time, I can't hang around too long to get over that field, because any one of them could be in a sniping position on that hill any second now, waiting to catch people doing exactly what I'm doing. And there you go, I've been spotted. T21 up there is probably the guy who spotted me. As it happens, my timing was more or less perfect, or I had a lot of luck. And there's only one artillery in this game, so they've got better things to be shooting at than tier 8 tank destroyers. So there's an M48 pattern. He puts a shot into Quickie, and we both put a couple of shots into him, and he definitely came out of that one worse. Now, so far, all we know that's up there is an M48 pattern and a T21. There's 3 of us here. But trust me, there's a lot more than just those 2 tanks up on that ridgeline. Not far off, half the enemy team came piling around this corner. There's a Mouse, there's a T28 prototype, a Tiger 2, a T54, a T44, a KV4, a Lerva. And those are just the ones I can remember. There's a lot of enemy tanks coming around this corner, and there's only 3 of us here, and 2 of us are tier 8s. And the IS-8, he might have a tier 10 gun, but he's got practically tier 8 armour. So, and right now we're thinking, oh my god, we are so dead. And Quickie's on the live stream. If you've been watching, the conversation going between us must have been pretty funny. He was like, Jingles, and you can see him turning around thinking, getting the hell out of here. I ain't hanging around and die on this corner. But I can't go. I'm too slow. And if I turn around, you know, if I reverse, they'll just catch me. If I turn around and try to run, I'm too slow and they'll just shoot me through all my, you know, I'll die. So I can't retreat. So I'm saying to him, look, just, you've got the fast tank, you go, get the hell out of here. I will stay here. I have Yak Tiger frontal armour. I will take the hits. I will slow them down so you can get out of here. And full credit to Quickybaby. He refused to abandon me. He said, no, screw it. I'm not abandoning teammate. I'm going to stay. And I hadn't been watching the map. And right then at this point, I suddenly realised, oh my god, we're saved. Here comes the cavalry. 2 E100s. So not turning and running was actually the right thing to do. But it's still anything, you know, it's still a far from assured victory here. We're still outnumbered. Almost 2 to 1. And watch the balls in this T44 driver. But his team failed to capitalise on it. We're all turning around trying to track and shoot this guy. And the rest of his team, I mean, the rest of his team just watch him die. They don't come out and try to take advantage of the confusion. And it was only a couple of seconds of confusion, but they could have caused some damage to these E100s in that time, and they just didn't capitalise on it. Now, I'm pulling back here for 2 reasons. One, I'm trying to keep my lower plate covered up, and 2, I don't want to get outflanked by a Tiger 2, a T54, and a T28 prototype. So if I stick to the low ground over here, I can help out this IS-8. He can use me as cover, and we can prevent the E100s and Quickybaby from being outflanked by these sneaky little buggers. And that was a crap shot. Even if that had hit, that would never have penetrated. So don't do that one at home, kids. Now this T28 prototype driver makes a mistake that a lot of T28 prototype drivers do. He angles too much. And there you go. He's angling about 30 degrees. And it's good that he's angling, because the T28 prototype has thick armour at the front, but it ain't that thick, and not in a tier 10 gun. And you do need to angle, but you angle too much and you expose your side armour, which is only 50mm thick. 30-degree angle on a T28 prototype, too much. 15 to 20 degrees, that's the sweet spot. Now right here, I'm just going to pause it here. You see that KV4 on the hill? Quickybaby has 220 health. His gun is empty. The KV4 is cresting the hill, and he's just shot him, and he's going to ram him. And Quickybaby on the live stream was yelling, Jingles, help! Help, KV4, help! And this is one of the reasons why I generally reject platoon invitations, because I only platoon up with people that I can talk to. And this is the reason why. Because if he'd had to type all of that in chat, he would have been dead before he'd finished typing it. I might not have noticed it in chat, and I wouldn't have been able to help him. And well played to that E100 driver as well, because he also saw the threat, and he put a 150mm shell into the side of the KV4 as he was coming over. So it was just a well-played team. Actually, it was 2 well-played teams. The enemy team that came around this corner didn't do so well. But there's an IS-7 and a 39 player on the enemy team who did really well. and we'll see some of those later. Believe it or not, that pattern is practically the first tank that we saw, and he's the only one who survived the carnage on this corner. We killed everything, absolutely everything. Like, and look at the wreckage. Look at how many dead enemy tanks we've left scattered around this place. And there were only 5 of us. And for the first few minutes, there was only 3 of us. And there's 2 E100s turning up. Unfortunately, we lost one of them. No, we didn't. No, that's the IS-8 who's died. Well, he played well too. And this was a hellishly exciting game. My first couple of games, M103, not so good. So on and so on. This was the first game that really got my pulse pounding. And it was immense fun to play. The patterns finally died. T-30's killed him. Oh, and there we go. Now there's that IS-7 I'm talking about. He's just nailed our T-30. He was a good player. And we have their Ferdinand, believe it or not. Ferdinand is actually back there. We just didn't see him. Couldn't find him. So we're thinking, okay, if we cap, they have to come to us. I like that tank. That Tier 9 medium American autoloader. I do like that tank. I think it'll be a while before I get one though. And that's when we realise, whoa, we're taking fire from the rear. And like, you sneaky German bastard, where did he come from? But it's not just the Ferdinand. Now I can't hit him, he's got a building between me and him. And look at this. We've almost captured. I'm trying to find a bloody weak spot. Ah, there we go. And of course, steep angle, bounced off this side. Whoa, that was close. That was close. I don't know who's shooting at me. Oh, crap. There's the IS-7. And again, we've nearly capped, and bam. That was unfortunate. Now, this E100. Look at that. He knows what he's doing. This E100 player was good. That Ferdinand can't hit him. Can't hit him. There's a building between him and the Ferdinand. And there is no way. The IS-7 has to get closer. He has to close the distance. He's using a Jagdtiger chassis as cover. He's perfectly angled. And there we go. He basically wins us the game. So that was probably well, it was certainly the first really, really exciting game that I played on the live stream, and it was an immense amount of fun. It was backwards, forwards. It ranged from oh my god we're going to die to yeah we've got this to oh my god we're going to lose. Just all in one game. It was immense fun. I haven't had that much fun playing World of Tanks in months, and it's all down to Quickybaby inviting me along into the live stream. Let's have a look at another game. Westfield. As you can see, I'm in my E50M. Quickybaby is in his M48, Tier 10 medium time, and I like Westfield, but they remodeled it to take advantage of the new physics in patch 8, and Westfield was remodeled shortly afterwards, and it significantly changed the way you play this map. Certainly up in the northwestern corner. It's a lot more dangerous to try and hook around that corner now. There's not quite as much cover, but there are some good spots. But they're not as obvious as they used to be. This side of the map, however, it's all pretty much business as usual. Now, I decide I'm going to pop up to the top of the hill here and just keep an eye open for anybody trying to sweep around. Particularly those little light tanks, the AMX-12T, the T-71. Maybe the E50. Anybody trying to sweep around and come in and ambush our artillery. And also, it's a good spot up here for providing covering fire to other people, which is what I'm going to do for Quickybaby in his M48. So I can keep an eye and snipe on targets that he spots. And there's the first one he spotted. There's an E50M, and Quickie gets a good solid hit into him. But the E50M driver ain't stupid. Yeah, there we go. He's got some good solid cover between. He knows that the only way he's getting shot from is up in the town, and there's an E50 up there guarding that spot. So, and again, he's coming down to threaten Quickybaby. So I Quickybaby on the E50M, me on the E50, and now it's possible the E50 spotted me, so I'm not entirely certain, but that was a very, very small damage hit. That was 143 damage. So is that sounds more like the AMX-12T or the T71. Turned out to be the T71. T71 player was a really, really, really good passive scout. I realise he just fired at me, but trust me, you'll see what I mean. Now, even though he shot at me, I don't know where he is. He didn't give his position away. And I've hit that E50 once. That one ended up missing. There you go, you can see he's still just down 400 health. And another good hit, and I blow his tracks off. And he's used a repair kit there. So he's no longer concentrating on Quickybaby, he's trying to nail that T110E5. That T110E5 looks like he could use the help more at this point, because Quickybaby's handling himself really well against this E50M. He's keeping himself in a spot where artillery can't hit him, and I just cannot help him. The E50 is not stupid, and just as I get the shot, it bounces off the back of his engine deck. But anyway, there we go. Quickybaby finishes him off himself. So, again, fantastic player. He could teach me a thing or two about this game. Now, that T110E5 is in a lot of trouble. And I just keep missing this E50. Now, and there's another hit, 131 damage. Now that's a small gun, that's the T71. He's out there somewhere, but he's outside of our view range even when he's firing. So right now, me and Quickybaby are actually talking on the live stream, obviously, because, you know, it's a live stream. And my purpose in coming up here is to provide blocking, a blocking force against anybody trying to sweep around this side, which nobody's doing, and covering fire and supporting fire from up here, which I just can't do because there's only one tank that I can see from here and he's in cover, so I'm wasting my time up here. So I'm saying to Quickybaby, well, what if I go and flush out that light tank? The T71's up here somewhere, why don't I go and flush him out? And that basically gets me off my arse and moving, and if we push this guy out, Quickybaby can move out from the depression that he's currently hiding in, because he knows if he moves out he's been spotted and artillery are going to nail him. So, and this is what I do. But that T71 driver, he was a sneaky little bugger. And I'm trying not to drive in a predictable pattern, because I know that this guy is a good spotter, and if he can see me, artillery can see me. But it ends up not being the artillery that causes me problems. Remember that E50 I just couldn't finish off. There you go. Ow. There goes my loader, and there comes artillery. So he's damaged my turret ring and he's killed the loader. And I need to move. And that second shot was artillery. And bing, there's a bounce. And where the hell is it? There he is. You sneaky little bastard. So I initially and miss. And now he's going after Quickybaby. Well, I don't doubt Quickybaby can handle an M48. And initially I'm coming after him to help him with him. Not an M48, T71. And that's when I spot the E50 drawing a bead on him as well. So, and of course it goes low and it just blows his tracks off. And I take another hit. I don't know what that was. It might have been a bat chat 155. I bounce a shot from the E50. Quickybaby's nailed that T71. Now, I'm kind of trying to make my mind up here what to do. Go up the hill, because the E50 is going to be sniping at Quickybaby as he's going for the artillery. And I don't really want to let him do that. So, but at the same time, we need to find and kill their artillery. And this kind of makes my decision for me. When I see where the E50 is, it's going to take me forever to climb up that hill and get around behind him. And I don't know what else is in the town. And I could end up just getting shot in the ass. So instead, and Quicky's taken a couple of hits there, but it's only going to take one more hit to finish off that E50. And we've nailed one of their artillery. They only have two left. And there's the Lorraine 155. Right, come on. Gotcha. Right. I know I'm not allowed to kill artillery. I am going to hell for that one. And this is where it all nearly went to rat shit. And I screwed up a couple of times here. So the E50 isn't alone. There's an M103 with him. And I'm trying to angle. And I'm trying to angle. And I miss. And he doesn't. So that's 476 damage. And Quickybaby's hit as well. And we're begging artillery to help us out here. But it's not entirely clear whether or not artillery actually had a shot at that guy there. And we only have one Object 261. And I'm sure he has other things to worry about. So I'm trying. Oh, just made it. I'm trying to basically beat that guy's gun reload and get into this low ground over here where he can't hit me. Bearing in mind there's a Batchat 155 running around there somewhere. We have no idea where he is. He could be aiming at us right now. And again, this is where being in voice communications with the guy you're playing with is what makes platooning up. You know, it's the entire point for me of platooning up with somebody. Because we could then tell each other which way this guy's turret was pointing. And I've had enough of this. I'm sick of bouncing off the front of this M103, so I'm loading high explosive. He only has 22 health. And we get him. Now they're pushing on our base, we're pushing on their base. At this point, a cap is the most intelligent thing to do. Especially since Quickybaby and I barely have 500 health between us. In fact, we barely have 400 health between us. So. And this is where Quickybaby just showed how much of a more intuitively, naturally talented player he is than me. I'm looking up here, initially, to try and spot that Batchat 155. And he's, no, don't do that. Do not hide behind that building. And keep your gun pointing up this hill, because that's where he's going to come from. And if you hide behind that building, he will wait until the cap is at 97, and then he'll land a shell on it. And it's as if he could read the future. There it is. And that's a win. Well, I hope you found those amusing. They were a lot of fun to play. I definitely had a lot of fun, and I'm hoping, I don't know, he might invite me back for more. I certainly hope so. It was a lot of fun, and it's a hell of a way to pad your stats. Playing with somebody as good as him does wonders for your win rate. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. Don't worry, we'll edit that out later. So yes, I hope you enjoyed the replays, and there'll be plenty more of those coming. So anyway, as always, take care on the battlefield, and I will catch you next time.